Here we are in iMovie, and the first thing we want to do is create our new project. So go up to New and click that, and select Movie. The first thing that comes up is a list of themes that you can have for your movies with animation and graphics, like this, a travel theme. But for now, we want to keep things simple. So let's select No Theme and click Create. Now name your movie whatever you want. I'm using a video I shot for my friend Catherine, so I'll call it Catherine. There we go. Now we need to import our footage. So click Import Footage and select the footage you want to use and click Import Selected. And that will bring the footage into your movie project. So you see we have one long video of Catherine, a short clip of B-roll, which is footage we can put over top of her speaking, and a music file, just to show you what you can do in iMovie. So our first clip is the main video we want to use. You can drag this whole movie into your timeline, but because Catherine has a little giggle at the beginning, oh, she's so cute, we can trim that out before we start. Just left click where you want to start from, and that creates your end point. Click left and hold, and you can drag out the trim area as far as you want to go. So on this, I'll go right to the end. Now left click and hold, and you can drag this trimmed clip down into your timeline to start editing. Before we start editing, let's look at all the things you have at your disposal here. First, adjust your video clip in the timeline by adjusting this slider here to compress or extend, and by clicking the film icon here and adjusting the clip size to your liking. At the bottom left of the screen are your toys in the content library. iMovie has a ton of ready-made transitions and text options that you can just drag and drop. Just click on them and they will appear in the window to the left. You'll get into all of that later, but for now, let's go back to your video library. Just click on your event in the library to the right. There are more toys up here on the right that can adjust your video and audio, and I'll quickly show you some of those. But right now, I want to keep it basic. So first is the adjustments for your brightness and contrast. So you can click Auto and it will automatically adjust your brightness and contrast. Next is more in-depth color balancing, but for now I say keep it natural and don't play around too much. If you do, just reset. There is also an option for cropping and stabilizing your video, adjusting audio levels, the speed of the video, and a ton of effects that can add to it. But let's leave all that stuff out for now and get to the basics. The first thing is how to make a cut in your video. Catherine did a great job. She was a one-take wonder on this, but I'll just make a cut in a pause here. So left click and select Split Clip. So now we've split this clip into two. Now is the time to tell you about the editor's best friend. It's called Undo. If you did something wrong or you want to try something else, go to Edit and select Undo as many times as you need. So now we have two clips. Say this is a long pause that you want to get rid of. Make another cut at the other end of the pause. So left click, split clip, and now that pause is gone. Just to show you how to use transitions, let's put one in between these two clips. So click on Transitions, and that brings up your choices. Now you have a lot of choices. So keep it simple is always best. So let's go with the old cross dissolve. Left click and hold and drag that transition where you want it. There, perfect. Now let's add some text, like your name and your title for the opening of your video. So click on Titles, and that brings up all your options, which range from the pretty basic like this to more fancy or effect-driven ones like this. But again, for now, basic is best. So let's choose this line lower third. Click and hold and drag it down on top of your clip wherever you want it. You can extend it or shorten it by clicking and dragging. So now click anywhere on the text button and you'll see it pop up in our view window here. You can type out whatever you want. You can also adjust the size of the font because this is too big. So we'll make that a little smaller, and as well you can change the font. Maybe something a little more fun or something bold, whichever works here. Now let's talk B-roll. That refers to the footage that is added over top of your main video, or A-roll. This can be used to highlight what you are talking about, make the video more visually engaging, or cover up edits or gaps. So go up to your video library and click on your B-roll shot and scroll through to where you want to start it. Trim it down and drag it where you want it on the timeline. And voila! Your production value just went way up. It sits over top of your main video and is a great way to really highlight what it is you're trying to say. You can also add music to your video, either in the opening or closing or underneath the entire video. So let's go to our music clip here and trim it down to just take the beginning bit as an example. Click and drag that down underneath the clip where you want it. Now, if it's underneath you're talking, you'll want to adjust the volume, which you can do by moving this line up or down.
Hi, I'm Catherine Lazarick, the owner of ICU Image Consulting, and chances are, if you've clicked on this video, you're probably a little bit curious about.
Good. But it just abruptly ends, so that's no good. What you can do with music or any audio in your clip is fade it in or out. Just click here and drag it out to however long you want your fade to be.
Do for you. But more than that, you're probably really frustrated right now.
Now we're at the end of the video, and what it needs is a call to action to engage the audience. So first, let's get a background. So click on Maps and Backgrounds, and you have a ton of options with some fun animated backgrounds like these. But to keep going with our simplistic approach, let's just go with a plain white background. So click and drag that onto your timeline at the end of your video and then put a transition in to smooth it out. Click back to transitions and we'll go with a cross dissolve again. Click and drag and let's take a look. Okay, now we're ready for our call to action. You can put your logo on top here or have whatever text you want. So we'll do a simple call to action of visiting her website. I'll have to change the text color to a nice purple. Your call to action is what you want the viewer to do next. So driving traffic to your website to learn more is a good way to end an introductory video, especially. Okay, simple and effective, right? Now we can adjust the length and add a fade. Okay, simple and effective, right? You've got it. The next thing we want to do is add our file. And I don't like to export to Vimeo, Facebook, YouTube. I like to just press File and export in 1080p. That is a high resolution export. And from there you can put it on anywhere you want.